Hello, hello, my people. Today is the day. It's Redfall day. I've been playing all weekend, and I got to address something about this game. It's really pretty. It's a gorgeous game. It's visually stunning. It's appealing to play. I know you may have seen some leaked videos of people who got their games early, like their physical copies of the game early, and are altering their settings, in my opinion, to make the game look funky. And I think that's pretty easy to do, to mess with your settings to make a game look worse, to make clickbait, to get more views, to get more followers, whatever. Right. I got a review copy of this game. Full disclosure, Bethesda sent me this. Thanks so much, Bethesda. Don't think that'll impact my review. And I got some opinions about what I'm seeing come out leaked of this game. I've been playing it all weekend, and it's really pretty, and I've been having no issues once I got my video settings in order. So in this video, I'm going to be showing you what I think people are doing to make the game look worse and thus create clickbait and get more views and whatever. Because I think this is a visually pleasing game, and I think everybody should give it a chance because it is incredibly, incredibly fun to play, especially with friends. And speaking of friends, Nywall and I have been playing, and we are going to be streaming tomorrow on our separate accounts, playing together. And it's going to be a good time. I promise. We've been having a lot of fun. And it is more fun because there's more details of stuff you learn when you do play with other people and different characters. So let's get into it. Let's show you the game. Let's give you a little tour. All right, hopping into it. So this is it. I'm going to say play the game. And it's gonna load. We're going to let it load. I have been struggling to capture a cohesive video of this game all day today. And the posts are allowed to go live in a half hour. So this is me rushing it. All right, so I'm in the game now, and I have ultra low latency on my mouse. So if it looks like really fast, it's because I like to play with really low latency on my mouse. Maybe I should turn it down. Maybe it's a little too fast. But what I think people are doing is I think they're altering settings to make the game look funky because it's good clickbait. Okay, I'll give it to them. It is good clickbait. So let's go into the game and let's show you what I'm talking about. Okay, so the first detail I want you to know is the ground here. Notice the cracks, all of that stuff, okay? The second detail I want you to notice is I'm going to explode this car, and we're gonna look at the visuals there. Okay, good. Now I wanna go over here and I wanna jump up. I know it's nighttime in the game, but I still think you get pretty decent visuals. It's a little foggy, so you can't see that far, but here we go, a nice, beautiful autumnal day in this fictional location in Massachusetts. It's an island. These aren't heavy spoilers, by the way. This is news that's been out there. Okay, so there you go. Now, if I go into my settings and I want to be a little rambunctious baby, and I want to, confuse people, make them think the game looks different than it does, I'm going to turn off my HDR. I'm going to go off of Epic and I'm going to go to low. Or, you could also do custom and then, drop everything down, right? Drop, 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 right? Drop that, drop that. And then we're going to go to the upscaling. I think the upscaling is the most important factor because when I launched the game, it didn't look perfect. And now it looks a lot better, right? Okay, so we're going to press escape. And escape and escape, and we're gonna observe the difference. It does take a second for these effects to take hold, but we're gonna look around, right? So we see some stuttering in the distance, some flickering, I guess. Here looks a little less detailed. The trees kind of look a little funky in the background. I think another factor that I don't know if I turned on is motion blur, because that makes me sick. It makes me so sick. But I also think it impacts how the game looks visually, right? Motion blur is gonna make it, right. Okay, so we're gonna run. Remember how we blew up the car before? Let's blow up this car and let's observe the difference, right? Yeah, you can see it. You can see it. I know because I've been having issues in OBS capturing what this game looks like all day. I'm recording this in TikTok's studio. Thanks, TikTok. It's working better than OBS for whatever reason. That's embarrassing. It doesn't look as good. Again, this is settings, people. All of this visual distortion you're seeing, all of the stutteriness, all of that is settings. And I think what people are doing is they are altering their settings to make the game look funky intentionally. Oh yeah, I want to show you one more thing. The cracks on the ground, they do look a lot different with this setting. So let's look at the cracks. Right. They look like weirdly blurry, and some of them are like filled in. They look funky, right? It's all settings, guys. And it did. The game didn't look perfect when I turned it on because my settings weren't set up properly. And the biggest thing for me playing on PC is this upscaling setting. That seemed to help the best, and it seemed to help a lot. Also turning HDR on and turning motion blur off, because oh my god, motion blur makes me sick. But again, of course a game's gonna look a little blurrier when you're running and motion blurs on ultra high. So again, it does take a second for the settings to take hold even after it goes back onto the screen, but I think it makes a big difference when you get your settings in order and you make it look a lot better, right? So like even the water looks more detailed. Is this a hyper-realistic game? No, not trying to be. So now you can see even just these cracks in the ground look a lot different, right? So I already blew these cars up, but I know there's some this way, so I'm gonna go run to the other cars. Here's a car right here. And we'll just observe those differences. Of course, games at launch are going to have issues, whatever, blah, blah, blah. I just don't think what people are sharing is honest. And I think it's important, if you're doing a game review or whatever, to be honest. You will get my honest review down the road, but I wanted to address this issue in particular because I think also people are going to download this game and they're going to want it to look prettier. And my suggestion is fix your settings and it'll look great. All right, well, that's all I had for this video. Again, my full review is coming, but I want you guys to try and mess around with these settings, get it looking good, and also consider maybe your video capturing app isn't working properly. Mine wasn't. Like, I was having issues on OBS. I finally recorded this in the TikTok studio and it looked worlds better. Go figure. TikTok, it's kind of amazing. So give that all a try and you might be pleased with what you see. And remember, when you're forming opinions about a game, try and make your own decisions, okay? All right, that's it. Please check out my review down the road. Check out my stream with Nywall. We're going to be having a good time tomorrow when the game officially launches. Thank you so much to Bethesda for the review copy. It means a lot to me as a longtime Fallout creator. Obviously, I try to remain impartial, but I had to address this it looks these issues because I had issues, and then I fixed my video settings, and then it was fine. So, thanks for watching. Love you.